What's up, you guys? It's your girl Kristen here. I'm a licensed esthetician, a freelance makeup artist, a YouTuber, a mom. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time checking me out, make sure you scroll through my channel and see what I'm about. You're gonna want to subscribe to me, especially if you're also an esthetician or maybe you love beauty and skincare. That all works here on this channel. I've been posting every Monday for you guys. The time varies, so make sure you turn on that notification button so that you guys know when I'm posting. Really glad that you clicked on this video. You've probably been seeing me post this machine and this new treatment that I've been offering on my Instagram, and I've gotten a lot of questions about it from you guys, and so I wanted to make a full review of the Biotherapeutic Trinity wet dry microdermabrasion machine. Ooh, that's a mouthful, huh? I had to practice that one. We're gonna talk all about if it's worth the money. I know a lot of you guys are working super hard right now and you want to offer the best treatments to your clients, and I'm right there with you, and so I wanted to give you my full and honest review about this machine and sort of talk too about in comparison to my machine that I had, my dry microdermabrasion machine that I had gotten from Amazon. So we will be talking about this machine as well. If you guys know and you guys have been following me for a while, you know I do not sugarcoat anything on my channel. I keep it raw and real with you guys. This video is not sponsored, and I will give you my full honest review about this machine. If any of that interests you, then make sure you continue watching. Alright y'all, let's get right into it. So make sure you watch to the very end because I will be giving you my very final thoughts about my purchase and if I regret it or not. Let's talk about how I came across this company. Biotherapeutic is a pretty well-known company. They offer a lot of different types of equipment, including the BT Micro, the BT Sonic. They also have a handful of their own products. I came across this company for the first time in beauty school, and I was introduced to the BT Micro, and I think it's a wonderful handheld device. It's a device that helps exfoliate, penetrate serums. It does a lot of cool things. I did start to look into purchasing a microdermabrasion machine, and I did have this machine that I had purchased from Amazon. We will talk more about my opinion about this versus this. I knew that I wanted to upgrade to something that wasn't on Amazon. I went into it knowing I'm gonna be spending probably a good amount of money on this, but I want it to be worth every penny that I put toward it because I've worked really hard to earn that money. So let me just kind of tell you the background is that I didn't actually go into talking with my rep, Christy, wanting the BT Biobrasion machine. I went into it actually talking to her initially about the BT Nano Pen. What was really nice is that she actually picked up the phone and talked to me. And I will say, I love when companies do that, even though I know it's probably like a sales strategy or whatnot, but we had a pretty long conversation. It was probably a good 30-45 minutes. Based off of our conversation and what I had told her that I was hoping to offer my clients and the results that my clients were interested in, it became really clear that I was in need of a new microdermabrasion machine, and in particular this microdermabrasion machine. And so what really caught my attention about it was that it was a wet dry microdermabrasion machine. They did have payment plans available, so I got it and I've had it for about a month and a half now, and I've done it on probably 6 or 7 clients now, and I will be sharing with you exactly what my clients shared with me. And these are clients that I've had coming to me pretty regularly and have gotten a handful of facials from me. I was able to really get their feedback and their honest opinion about this treatment versus the other treatments that I've given to them. First and foremost, let's get into kind of like the specs about this machine here. So I'm going to try to include some like close-ups for you guys, and I'm going to obviously whip out my laptop right here and pull up some information that Christy had initially sent me when we first started chatting about the machine. This machine, it is a wet dry machine. They do have products, and I will show you which products they included in the package, but they infuse products, and it's typically a 3-step process where you're applying different products throughout, and this machine is able to suction those products and use moisture in the process. In comparison to this machine here from Amazon, this is a dry microdermabrasion machine. If you were to try to suction water or moisture into this, it would not go so well, so don't try to do that. So that is the big key difference between these two, is that This one has the functionality of being able to use products, use moisture, and still function correctly. And it can be used as a dry microdermabrasion as well. If you see the back here, it actually has like a waste bucket, which is where, you know, any potential moisture or liquid would go into. I do have a set protocol that they recommend for their treatments. I personally have not deviated away from that treatment other than, you know, the cleanser I use and some of the finishing products, but everything else I've pretty much kept to their protocol. They did send me kind of like a catalog, and they also, what was really nice is they sent me these brochures. They sent me 25 of these. It gives a really nice little breakdown of what the treatment offers, what benefits it has for the skin. So when I started to talk about this to my clients, I would hand them this and said, hey, you know, take this home and read about it more. So I thought that was really nice that they included that. They did actually have me do a training online. You go through different modules and you learn about how to sanitize the machine, how to use the machine properly, how to set it up, which I will say that this machine came very like ready to use. I didn't have to do much. I only had to like screw in the hose and plug it in. Everything else was pretty much there. And then, you know, put these little pieces in here. So what's included? Obviously the machine itself, but they do have 5 different diamond tips that comes with it. So I'll try to show you a close-up from most coarse to least coarse. So they're numbered here. 80 to, I believe, 400 is the most smooth tip. What you're supposed to do throughout the service is change these tips, and they actually, in that little protocol, give you a suggestion of which tips to use for what kind of skin type. So yeah, it comes with those different diamond tips, and it also obviously comes with this handpiece. And then it comes with this cool silicone tip to it. I think that is what gives the machine a really smooth application. What else? Now let me show you the products that came with it. I did already use some of them, so I can't actually physically show you them. Maybe I'll try to get like a photo of them for you guys, but let me just show you the key ones that came with it. So first is the Biotherapeutic Aqua Foam Peel, which is an AHA, BHA foam peel. Then step 2 of the treatment, you use these kind of like sprays, either one more toward acne, which is the clearing spray, or brightening, which is for pigmentation. And then the last step would be with this hydrate spray. Those are the main products that you use throughout the service. Actually, Christy gave me a really nice document that broke down the cost of each application. I wanted to ask her, I was like, well, if I get this machine and it incorporates products, is it going to be expensive? Is it going to be something I'm going to have to upkeep product wise? I mean, I already spend so much money on regular products and retail. I just didn't want to add like more continuing expenses for myself. And I believe just out of the Aquafoam peel, I was just looking at it, it comes with 80 services. So you can work on 80 people with this bottle here. It broke down to like less than $1. It was like in cents how much it costs per application. I was like, okay, cool. Doesn't sound like it's gonna be expensive to upkeep these 4 products. And they did send me a handful of full-size professional products. They sent me a decongest serum, which is the serum that they use with the BT Micro as well for extractions. They sent me this platinum brightening cream for pigmentation, full size of SPF. And they also did send me like a sample pack of the sheet masks that they do. They have 5 different ones. I believe it was a vitamin C, collagen, hydrating, brightening, and clearing acne mask. I've used all of those already. It did come with a lot of stuff, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. I thought honestly the money was just going to be going toward the machine, which, speaking of money, let's talk about how much this machine cost. Normally the price of this machine would come out to $5,780, but my girl Christy hooked it up with a little discount, and it actually came out to be $4,624. So what I did is I put a 50% down payment on the machine, and then they broke it up into 2 different payments for me, 30 days and then 60 days from the purchase. That is the kind of payment plan you can expect while working with them. I mean, even for myself, someone who's been in the game for a while, spending almost $5,000 on a machine is a big investment. That's probably the biggest purchase that I've ever made besides my car. You guys are probably now wondering, okay, Kristen, what are your final thoughts? And I will tell you right after this commercial break. So, final thoughts about this. And of course, if you guys have any questions that maybe I didn't go over with talking about the specs of this machine, which I will say it is a heavier machine, by the way. That is why, like, with this machine, I'm able to, like, literally just hold it with one hand. This one I have to, like, actually hold with both hands. Anyways, final thoughts about this. Here, let's compare these two real quick. So, like I said, this is not to bash Amazon or anything purchased off Amazon, but I just didn't find myself getting super excited about this machine. I felt it was very basic, and but it did the job. You know, it wasn't a bad purchase. It wasn't, I mean, it was $130. And then what I do actually like about this machine over that one is that this one came with various tips, and even though that one does too, this one actually came with, I can't open this. This one actually came with kind of like various sizes. So one for like the nose area, another for like the forehead area. So I felt that was really nice about this machine, that it came with that kind of variety of tips. This one I really love that it has the differences of coarseness, and it doesn't seem like it's so harsh. And I do kind of feel like this machine, a few times when I had done it on clients, had complained about getting scratches on their skin, and I was very conservative when it came to the suction. I will say this thing has some like powerful suction to it. So we're all kind of learning in this industry that doesn't mean it's working or that it's good if something is too stimulating or too strong. So I do feel like if you're not careful with that machine, you can get a little carried away. This one, however, does come with preset settings. So it comes with a high, medium, low setting. You can't go any higher than that, can't go any lower. Some of you might see that as a negative. I kind of a little bit saw it that way too when I first started using it. I was like, you know, I felt like the high setting was like not enough. And when I started doing the treatment on clients, I think we kind of can get a little deceived, especially because of this silicone tip. It actually kind of softens the feeling of it for the client, which a lot of the feedback that I got was that it felt very smooth and gentle, but they did say that their skin felt very exfoliated and very stimulated afterwards. I think that this can be a little deceiving. The sound of it is very quiet. It's not this loud like the other one. I'll say in the beginning I was kind of like, oh, is this even like working? Is it as strong as the other one? But it turns out that it actually is pretty effective. Other comparisons, I mean, definitely just like the quality of this machine is just so obvious compared to this one. This one, I feel like I can literally like chuck around and it would break. So, yeah, I think quality is definitely there when it comes to this machine versus this machine. And, all right, sorry y'all, I got interrupted. I'm not kidding you guys when I say that I do these videos in any clip of time that I have. So I was doing that right before my first client. I did get interrupted. Now I'm on like a tiny bit of a lunch break, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. I know you guys are probably done hearing me talk anyways. Something else that I know kind of came to my mind about the machine as well is that it has a lifespan of 4 to 5 years. So I did talk to Kristen about this, and I was like, hey, am I really gonna have to get this machine again in 5 years? And she's like, well, obviously we have to put that disclaimer out there because we have had machines that needed to be replaced around 4 to 5 years. She's like, but those machines tended to be at places like schools. A lot of people were using them at a spa. You know, the machine was getting a lot of use. It's like, but if it's just you and you're taking really good care of it, you're sanitizing it properly, you're not misusing it, things like that. She's like, I've seen this machine last from 8 to 10 years. So I'm really gonna hope to gun for that 10-year mark. It is one of those things that I would not like to have to drop 5 or 6 grand on every time I need to buy a new one. We will see that over time. I can't really tell you whether that I'm gonna need to replace it sooner or not. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So, you know, you're gonna have to stick around for the next 10 years, okay? I'm just gonna take her word for it. I've been taking really good care of the machine so far. So obviously if this is something you're gonna purchase for yourself, you're gonna make sure that you are on top of keeping it clean and making sure that it's being used properly. I did the service on about 6 or 7 people at this point, and like I mentioned earlier in the video, that there were clients that I have done several treatments on that have had a wide variety of my treatments, and I asked them to rate the service 1 out of 10 in comparison to the other services, and a lot of the feedback I got was either an 8 or an 8.5. They've said to me that I've had treatments from you that were better than this, but I was still really happy with the results of it. A lot of them said immediate plumping to the skin, a lot of hydration to the skin, instant brightening of the skin. It was good feedback overall, but it wasn't this like, oh, 10 out of 10, this is like the best treatment I've ever had in my life, you know? So when it comes to getting the machine, I just want you to kind of manage your expectations with it. It's a microdermabrasion treatment. It's one of those things that you're not going to want to give to your clients every single time they come in. You're going to want to switch it up. You're going to want to show them different benefits to other types of treatments. I think because I was so excited to get something professional grade and I spent all this money on it, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be like the best thing ever. But as I started to use it, I was like, okay, this is just another really great treatment to offer and people are gonna enjoy it. And so it has fulfilled what I wanted it to fulfill, but I think I just got like really excited about it. I think too, I also kind of wanted to compare it to the Hydrofacial, because the Hydrofacial is like really well known and it's this really expensive machine and it has that water at the end that you look at and has all this stuff in it. I thought that this machine was going to do that, but it actually doesn't. It does do the standard section of the skin, but it doesn't incorporate water in that sense where it's going to be, the cup is going to be like full of stuff afterwards. Actually, I suctioned some water into the machine to clean it out and get the debris to go through the tube, and then that's when I can get that kind of cloudy looking water that people like to see. But it's not going to be immediately like that during the service. I remember the first time I used it, I looked at the cup and I was like, there's nothing in there. And I was like, is it not working? And then I asked Christy about it and she's like, no, you know, it's not gonna have that same huge thing of water in there like the Hydrofacial, but you can, you know, suction some water in there and then you will see kind of that debris come out. I've been doing that and I have been seeing a lot of stuff coming into that cup. But yeah, just so you guys know, it's not like the Hydrofacial where you're gonna get this big pool of water afterwards. That was a little, you know, I guess disappointing, but it was kind of because I just didn't know any better. But I really, really liked that I had the support from Christy and that I've been able to just email her. I like knowing that the company I'm working with has my back. I feel very comfortable talking with her and asking her any questions. Their education side of things was very effective. Everything was online. Everything was super clear, easy to understand, and the actual treatment itself is really easy to do. I found out immediately that Biotherapeutic was very, very good at that stuff. I think if they're gonna work hard to impress me as their client and make sure that I'm happy, then I would be happy to give them my money. Yeah, I wouldn't really say there's any other negatives. I think just overall, my rating for the treatment and the machine would be also an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. I hope that was all the information that you were hoping to get out of this video. Again, if you have any other questions, feel free to pop them down below. Yeah, I'm overall happy with the purchase, and I hope that you guys enjoy it as well if you guys decide to take the big jump financially. Yeah, that is all the time we have for today. I love you guys. I will see you guys back here next week for some new content. Bye.